So always run, like I say, if you make a commitment and you tell your dispatcher, get a hold of the broker, say, look, I can be here on this day here, a day early, go ahead and have it moved to unload a day early. Yes, they would have understood. I had an issue with the truck. I had a freaking cracked rim. But I've already made a commitment. I could do it. I could still deliver it. I mean, yeah, I won't get no sleep. Yeah, it kind of screws me for the rest of the day. But I already made the commitment. Honor your commitments. If you make a commitment, do everything in your power to honor that commitment. That's what makes a man. That's the difference between a man and a boy. A man honors his freaking commitments. Good morning, everybody. I want y'all to see where I am at. I am actually here. I am at the receiver. I don't know if you can hear the forklift in here. But yeah, we have a forklift in my truck. I'm actually here at the receiver. I made it here. And in case y'all wonder what happened last night, I will go over all that mess. Only thing I'll give you a quick show. If you look at here, you can see I got new Bridgestone steer tire. See how dirty that freaking rim is? Where he sprayed it with soap to daggone put it on. Well, now let's come over to this side over here. Now let's look at this side. All right, let's look at that right there. Come on, zoom in. Brand new rim. Yeah, brand new rim. This is what it's like being an owner-operator. Everybody thinks owner-operators are rolling in money. No, we are not. We got the oil change done. And I told him, since I had a vibration, to look while he was underneath there, look and see my whole dry line, see if he saw anything, because I just had kingpins replaced last August, September. Had a 3-axle alignment done, and then I turned and had another 3-axle alignment done. Aw, this is cute, y'all. There's a little squirrel running across the parking lot there. Yes, I am easily distracted by shiny objects and animals. I love animals, so yeah, I'm easily distracted. But anyway, he got up under there and he was looking. He said everything on the dry line, everything was tight. He didn't see any kind of unusual wear on anything, no shiny parts or anything. He said he did notice, however, my 2 passenger side shocks were leaking. They were slowly leaking, had some slow leak. So we do have us 2 brand new Monroe shocks over on this side right here. He said he don't think that was what was causing it, but you know, we went ahead and I said, hey, if they're starting to leak, yeah, let's go ahead and replace them. So ended up getting shocks replaced. So there was an oil change, 2 steer tires, and then 2 shocks. $2,039 is what that ended up being. Got back out there, hooked up to the truck, and since I only had like an hour, because I spent basically my whole entire 10-hour break in the shop. Literally, the first 2 hours of my 10-hour break was sitting against the bay door, and then after that, then I was actually spent the rest of it in the freaking in the bay. So then we ended up, I got out, hooked up to the trailer. I had like an hour left, about an hour and a half left. So then I hooked up to the trailer like always, turned the lights on, I'll put 4 ways on. I figured, okay, I'll go ahead and do my pre-trip, you know, while I'm here. That way, as soon as it's ready, I'm ready to roll. Walked around, gave everything a look. I'm like, wait a minute, this brand new steer tire is almost flat. Yeah, almost flat, brand new steer tire, because I just paid, what was it, $563 a piece for each cure tire, yeah. Plus $69.99 for balance, plus everything else, disposal fees of the old tires and all the other BS fees and valve stems and every freaking thing else in between. So I took it back up. I said, this thing's only got 50 psi in it. Like, we need to look at this. But had to go back, disconnect from the trailer, go back in the shop. He pulled it off, checked, sure enough, on the inside of the rim, he sprayed it, freaking leaking. There's a freaking small crack on the inside of the rim. So, I mean, I thought I felt air when I stuck my hand around, like, you know, when I went up, I was sticking my hands around the holes, and I was like trying to feel, but it was so windy out there that I couldn't freaking tell. But sure enough, there was a crack on the inside of the rim, like in the center of the freaking tire on the inside of the rim. Now, one thing I will tell y'all, when you go to get tires, if you got the Centromatics wheel balancers on them, I had to tell them to please put longer valve stems, because the valve stems that were in there, they didn't even come out to the end right here. So I had a hard time trying to get an air chuck on it in there, because I don't know if you can see how this one actually comes past here now. Before, it was back here, and it was with that Centromatic, it was almost impossible to get an air chuck on it to check the tire pressure and to actually pump it up. So then, whenever he found the crack, he like, yeah, we should have the rims. He came back, all we have are white steel rims. I'm like, oh, that's not gonna work. Like, we can't put a white steel rim. So they found another shop around there, and this was at like 9:30 at night now. He said, but it's gonna cost the extra 94 bucks to get it from them. I'm like, whatever, I can't be riding around with one white steel rim on my truck. Everything else is freaking polished aluminum, and here's one white steel. I said, nope. So now that ended up being $624. So I've just spent basically $2,700 last night. And they think owner-operators are rolling. No, we're not. This is why owner-operators, you need to make sure you have some money in the bank and savings. That's why I also have a maintenance account with status. Of course, they only allow you $2,000 in it to cap out. And then, but what's weird about them, when you need it, they transfer it into your, they're like direct deposit, but then it'll be the next day before you can get it. So that's kind of pointless. Just like if you get a cash advance, if you ask for a cash advance, they don't put the cash advance on your fuel card, which I don't use their fuel card anyway, I use mine. But then their cash advance, they direct deposit it in your bank account, so you'll have it the next day. Well, that does no good. If you're traveling and you need toll money on a load, well, you need money now, not later. So that's why I have my own pre-pass under my company, corporation, have my own fuel card under my corporation. So this is why owner-operators, you need to make sure you have something. I've got three corporate credit cards. So if you have repairs and issues, you have something to cover it with. So that right there, you know, $2,700, that could have hurt somebody who didn't have anything. So luckily, thank you Jesus, he allowed me to have something to cover that and get it paid for. But yeah, last night was a bad night, so that threw the whole thing off. But I made it here at 8:08 to unload this morning, because I made that commitment. I'd already told them I'd be there. I wasn't gonna have her call back and say, even though I'd been up all last night. So basically I'm up for like 30 something hours. But, you know, I'm ADHD. I mean, my brother could tell you, me and him used to team when we first started driving in 04. I'd do all the nighttime driving. He'd do the daytime driving. I'm cool at night. So I did stop and take a 30-minute break. I laid down, got like 20 minutes sleep, and bam, I was good to go for the rest of the day. So I'm here. But downside is being here, that's 9.5 hours, or 9 hours to get here. So I only have 2 hours left on my drive time. So I kind of suits that. Ain't really much I can do. So I told you, just try to find something loading tomorrow. And I'll take the rest of the day off. I'll go find me a truck stop and I'll sleep, because this load technically didn't deliver until tomorrow anyway. But the good thing about it, delivering today, it actually gets on this pay period. So I'm not out of anything. I'll still load tomorrow with what I would normally do, but I wouldn't have the hours of actually having to start my clock by unloading and then go do a reload. I won't have the hours doing the unload. I've already got it over. Plus I got it on this pay period, so it's all good. Plus that actually gives me like a $8,000 net week, you know, having it on this pay period instead of next pay period. So always run, like I say, if you make a commitment, you tell your dispatcher, get a hold of the broker, say, look, I can be here on this day here, a day early. Go ahead and have it moved to unload a day early. Yes, they would have understood. I had an issue with the truck. I had a freaking cracked rim. But I've already made a commitment. I could do it. I could still deliver it. I mean, yeah, I won't get no sleep. Yeah, it kind of screws me for the rest of the day. But I already made the commitment. Honor your commitments. If you make a commitment, do everything in your power to honor that commitment. That's what makes a man. That's the difference between a man and a boy. A man honors his freaking commitments. Commitment to your wife, your spouse. By gosh, if you take the time to say I do, you better I do. You better love that wife until death do you part. And I do mean death. Unless they cheat on you, like is the case, and I ain't gonna go any further into that. But adultery is a biblical grounds for divorce. I had that biblical grounds for divorce of my first wife. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Same thing with my wife now. She definitely had it. Her dude had somebody else pregnant before they got divorced. So, but anyway, you know, when you make your commitments, stick to them, y'all. Please stick to your commitments. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this little insightful. I know it was kind of, you know, that's just me. But like I say, on your commitments, do what you can to get your load delivered. If you say you're going to deliver it on time. Do everything you can. And thank Jesus Christ. He gives you air in your lungs, allows you to wake up. So hey, give him all the praise and the glory, and we will holler at you on the next one. Peace out.